What's going on, Motor City Sports Talk? We in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Should the Detroit Lions tank the season away? We know that Marvin Jones is out. Kerryon Johnson should be shut down, to be honest. Tanking or no tanking. Lions not playing for nothing. Golden Tate is traded. Should the Lions start tanking? I know sitting Matthew Stafford isn't an option. Most people are going to say $100 million got to earn his $100 million. The hard way ain't got to go out there and still perform. That's understandable. They don't have a developmental quarterback or a young quarterback that we might just want to see get some work in. You know, we don't have that. But I do think the best option for the Lions now that they're not in the playoffs, and we knew they weren't going to make the playoffs after the San Francisco game. We said this wasn't a playoff team. At least most of us agree with that. And I think it's best for them to tank, honestly. You know, I mean, the Lions have been tanking since 1957. You know, ain't no shame in it. Get the best prospect you can get. Period. Or if you can get up in somehow, get up in the top 5 somehow. You know, if you can get in the top 5 and you can trade down and get 2 draft picks and start acquiring draft picks, it seems like the Lions adopt all the wrong things from the Patriot way. They don't adopt get a developmental quarterback and let's get a developmental quarterback to back up Stafford, develop him. If Stafford not playing well, we put the young guy in a few years and give him the keys to the car. If Stafford is still playing or is playing at a high level, then you trade the guy, get asset for him, do it over again. And you know, now they need to tank to get a higher spot. You know what I'm saying? A higher draft pick. And then you can take the best prospect available. Because remember, there's a rookie salary cap now. It's not basically unlimited like when Stafford came in the league. Stafford was one of the last guys to get one of those huge deals. You know? So you have that going for you. Then you can trade the pick and trade down and get assets. The Lions have holes everywhere. We need several defensive backs. Tracy Walker's probably going to replace Grover Quinn this year. I believe Grover Quinn is going to retire. But then you need a nickel cornerback. You need a second starting cornerback. You need a safety. You know, you need a safety to play next to Tracy Walker next year. You need some pass rushers. You need some defense, at least one real pass rusher. Shit, you need every linebacker in some people's opinion, including the middle linebacker. So you need a whole defense. On top of that, you got to replace TJ Lang. You probably gonna have to replace Rick Wagner, right? That's the whole right side of the line. You might have to go replace Taylor Decker. That's a left tackle. You can put all this money into your offensive line, and you still gotta, and draft picks, you still gotta put 3 offensive linemen there. On top of that, you gotta find a way to find you another slot receiver, which is small potatoes compared to everything else you need. It's small potatoes because you can go out there and find your Ryan Switzer or something like that who had a big game in Pittsburgh last year. You gotta find a tight end. You got to find an offensive coordinator. Shit, you probably got to find a defensive coordinator and a new offensive line coach. You know, then you might have to get you another running back with LeGarrette Blount. The Lions have so many needs, man. One player is not going to impact this team next year. I think the Lions legitimately are 2 or 3 years away from being a viable contender, man. So many holes, and then on top of that, you got to make sure they got the right offensive lineman. You got to make sure they got the right the right defensive coach, the right offensive coordinator. Not offensive lineman, the right offensive coordinator. And then you got to hope for guys to stay healthy. And then you got to hope that Bob Quinn hit on the majority of his draft picks. I mean, it's a lot of hope in here, you know. And then you got to hope that he bring in the right undrafted free agents. So, hey, at the end of the day, premise of this video, I believe the Lions need to tank. Tank hard, tank now, shut down Kerryon Johnson. They already shut down Marvin Jones as he got a second opinion. Tank, you know, get the highest draft pick you can get. And, possibly pick the best player available or trade down and acquire more draft picks. That's my opinion on that, man. Who they should draft, we months and months away from that. At least the Pistons are doing well, so we can enjoy that. But it's Goodfella Sports TV, Motor City Sports Talk TV. Excuse me, Goodfella Sports TV. You can follow me on there on Instagram as well. On YouTube as well there. You know, my other channel. Check us out. Appreciate it, everybody. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, want to make a donation. That link's there. Instrumental link is in the description as well. Motor City Sports Talk. We gone.